Chicken. They're pressuring in onto Chicken. Defiable misses that opportunity, but not the second one as he lands a monster shot onto Slick. And eventually, Zeno goes down, but there goes Defiable to stand strong. By an act, they're able to get an elimination. Z-Link helping him out as well. Epicwell even getting invited to the park. As we've seen Epicwell, Z-Link, and Enact go down. The struggles continue for them as they ended the day in a roadblock, really unable to figure out what went wrong. Salco, Art School, they're getting pressured from up above as well. This could be a great opportunity, but they drop down. Both Convict, both Yumi, and even Zeno go down. 3 straight eliminations in the backside of the zone. The Siphon doing God's work, but Vanilla's still floating around, creeping, lurking, trying to get as much damage, any elimination points that he can, but they're now moving towards the side, bypassing everybody and start working their way up. But they have to be careful because there's one T that's high in the sky looking down from above, raining down hell and brimstone, and that's Baka, Pump, and Pars, and Zuki's goes down because of it. That's their 3rd elimination. I talked about the 105-point gap that Art School and Salco have by pure elimination points only. Towards the backside, that's Ray's a minute. They go underneath some of those builds down below. Par's still leading the charge. Art now by himself. School goes down. Salco as well. But they have 9 eliminations. Almost 40 points straight off of that alone. The rest is going to be placement, as Minute is going to be on the other side. Art trying to take a peek. Misses that first chance, but Minute is just going further and further down below until he eventually meets his maker, and that's Art who takes him down. The Siphon mats, that's just enough for Art to stay alive, but up above, they have not been contested. Nobody even has to drop down up until now, and that's what Pars is going to do to try to get the shot on the Rays. Another elimination being cleaned up. They're trying to close the gap to the best of their ability, but it's really up to Ark. If he stays alive, gets to top 3, that will be key, but Scissor seals the elimination onto Zeus. Ark still trying to fly his way through, runs into Silksies before he eventually goes down. 3v2 about to ensue. Pump has already dropped down. He's ready to close the game out. Runs into one. He gets clothesline up above and over. He gets taken down as well. They called 6 for 6, and that is game number 7 on the day with 6 eliminations. He's able to get the Outlaw. Drops the scanner. The information here is vital, but the double res almost going through. He gets the second knock, but goes down. An all or nothing play, and already it looks like Ark is down as well. So is School. Might have been fall damage. Z-Link out of nowhere. An act out of nowhere. What? First try gets denied, but the second one was where Ark finds a little bit of success. Wall after wall. He's getting taken one after the next until he eventually lays down an act for bed. Salco trying to move in. Epic's trying to save the day, but Salco lands that first shot, takes down the shields. 190 though, that player's going to be able to escape, and he's going to go down because of it. Unable to get the Siphon, but the damage is there. He gets the knock onto Remy. Crim's reciprocal, X-Pawn. Nobody's even had the chance to look up at them yet on high ground. No one's had a chance to contest them. Still going through chaos down below, and they find another elimination on Manny in the backside of the zone. It's out of materials. Going to need a miracle for them to try to survive, but they quickly run to the front side of the zone. Bello by himself, stuck towards the back. Some HP can regain onto that Chug, but it's really not enough to boost the confidence. That's why he's looking for an elimination. Shy fields it, but it's not enough overall. That one's going to be able to narrowly escape. Ratgun is trying to go to the backside of the zone. Bello gets the elimination, but not in time for Siphon. He deals a load of damage to that team, but it's all for nothing. And now the trio on high ground finally dropping down low. 10 eliminations and counting. Now going up against Cole and Ratgun. First elimination going to the side. Second one as well. Crim's now left by himself. He gets one elimination. Can he go back to back? Yes, he can. Crim's X-Pawn in reciprocal. After a struggle to end the day yesterday, they start off hot here with a big victory royale. And 12 eliminations. Big, really, they might have a chance with the zone and how much damage it's going to do, but Hashu out of nowhere re-peaks onto Epicwell. I wouldn't advise that one to my friends, but you got to wonder how much damage he actually has accumulated up into this point. It's everybody down below, stacked like pancakes, one on top of the next. As they're able to find that elimination onto Braden. Jug, everybody down below, not feeling safe, not even close to it. Thoric and Victor V trying to make the play happen underneath, but they're quickly running out of builds, and even more so, a dangerous situation because the last has been placed as they got targeted out by high ground. Chug onto one. Thoric has no choice but to try to go in. That's going to be the Siphon keeping him alive. He finds a Chug, but it is empty. Nothing left for him to use, so he has no choice but to move into zone, but he goes down quickly after. Victor V falls, Everybody down below in shambles as Tenley's going to be left by himself. You see her only has to drop down from above and seal the deal. And even if it may take a second or a full minute, it's theirs for the taking. A second half team here, but Tenley, he might have spoke too soon. A down on the one, but that chance goes out the window as Flintley picks up that elimination and their 10th one of the game as they take the VR. Slick tries to go for a play. He takes a shot. Pars wins the 1v1 on the chicken on the other side. Slick goes down. Pump gets another elimination for the team. Oh, but Jules left by himself. Tries to make a play, but it's just not going to be enough for a moment, and they have to give it up. As a duo, they do not have enough builds to make this position safe inside the zone. Phoenix goes down. B-Dog and Dom trying to play heroes here. Even without builds underneath, if they just see it, Phoenix might have saw Seps floating up underneath. They drop B-Dog into the box. Great shot from Phoenix from the backside of the zone, catching him off guard. Siphon keeping him alive. Mythic upgrade, but it only going to last for so long. B-Dog now the last hope for this team as we move into the top 8. Defiable, Zico, Zuki doing what they can. Arc, Skull, Sauko. Game 11 here. They have 7 eliminations. Arc with a sliver of HP, just trying to float underneath. A new team on height. That's Zeus. That's Zyro and Manny, a.k.a. Mordecai, a part of this trio, and they're trying to get more elevated here as they get the elimination onto one. Arc School and Sauko, they get eliminated to the backside of the zone, inside of the top 8. If anybody's going to try to catch up, now is the moment. There's few, and Zuki's 9 eliminations. If there's any way for a comeback, is there any way to get more points and more money in your pockets? Now is the time. Essentially, I would say 2v3 situation, and that one's going to be solidified with Victor V going down. Zyro lands a big shot onto Zuki's. The bait and switch from the backside of zone. Mordecai stands no chance. 11 eliminations for Defiable, Zuki's, and Zeno. They take the game, and they move that much closer to money. More money. Oh, big shot by Arc. Great damage onto Hot. Boxes him up. He's just making space for his trophy. He has to clear these players off. Klux goes down as well. Has the Mythic Sentinel pump. He does have the exotic Chug Jug. You're seeing him dropping it on over to Pure. The win condition. The just in case things don't go their way. But they don't even really want to risk it. They're not dropping down, or at least not just yet. Slick by himself on one side. Lizzie, Raze, and Shy. A full trio. One of the few left behind, and one of the only oppositions to what could go down to Tenley, Remy, and Pure's chance at just more money. Raze, Shy, Lizzie. Now another one is going down. 3v1 situation. Pure by himself. 8 splashes. 310 possibility on the Chug Jug. And that might just be enough. Because Raze now by himself. Oh no! The heel off is going to go to Pure. It's going to go to Tenley. And it's going to go to Remley in the final game of the day. Full fight breaking down over here. Reciprocal, Crims, X-Spawn. 2 eliminations already, but one gets taken down. 1v1 Crims versus Matt right here, and Crims' hopes and dreams are on the line, and he is dreaming big. Towards the outside, they're slowly moving in. Tiny Ton is down. I leave Snivy and Koza by them. That was one of the most awkward seconds of my life watching that. Teams have been going at it throughout the course of the weekend. Not every single game, but throughout the course of the weekend, they meet over towards the black market, and that's going crazy. Even without a Sentinel pump at all, the Outlaw is going to do wonders. Z-Link still alive. Oh, no. No HP, even less for every second he stays into the zone. He gets found out very, very easy just seconds ago. Skeptasia, again, another player that got taken down as Blood Gangster breaks into the box. Trezzy goes down with ease. Him and Leone Fish are able to pick that one up. Resources that are absolutely necessary for their survival. Just a little bit more than Siphon Mats onto Leone Fishy. Barely anything on the Blood Gangster. They're going to need to trade those on over. Give what they can to each other to try to make themselves healthy in this situation. Diagalo, you see here, Flinty. Still on the high ground. They're able to hold on to the height from one zone to the next. Not many teams able to challenge them, and pretty healthy when it comes to those materials. Everybody down below stacked like pancakes, one on top of the next, as they're able to find that elimination onto Brayden. Banana loses his teammate. A drastic turn of events for the situation that... Oh my god, they actually did get that down. Zeno moving in. This helps out Jules and Chicken in them. for sure, because you see them being able to get the uncontested drum gun for this game.